You ever find yourself in a moment where something small sets you off, right? Your wife says something, your kids ignore you, or a teammate drops the ball, and before you even know it, you are you're just exploding, right? Or you're shutting down, right? And you don't want to be that. You don't want to be that guy. You tell yourself next time I'll handle it better. But then the next time comes and it happens again. And it happens again. And it happens again. Listen, you're not broken, brother. You're just stuck in a pattern that used to protect you. But now it's keeping you from connecting, right? Look, I want to show you how to change that pattern for hopefully for good. So, you up for it? Okay, so there was a time when I thought staying calm, aka stoic, meant staying silent. When I got angry, I pulled back. Not because I didn't care, but because I didn't want to say something I regret, right? Never want to say something you would regret. So I would just stay stoic. Now, one night, my wife said something that hit me wrong. I don't even remember what it was, right? But I remember that tightness in my chest, my jaw clenching. And instead of engaging and having a conversation, guess what I did? I just walked away. I convinced myself that silence was strength. But what I didn't realize was that my silence was actually control. It wasn't peace, it was punishment. Later, as I started doing this work, I learned to name that emotion before it took over. Name the emotion before it takes over. Because the truth is this, right? I wasn't angry about what she said that night. I was angry about something I never dealt with years before. But that's when I learned that if you don't process your pain, you'll project it. And when you project it, you repeat it. So let's go with this first part and what I teach inside of my coaching. Release it. The first step is release it. Like most men try to manage anger by suppressing it, right? Because we're told like, oh, it's not good, it's not good. So we're suppressing it. We don't want to show we're suppressing it. But when we're at home, we kind of let it go, right? But you can't manage what you won't feel. When you feel that surge of heat, that impulse to yell or to shut down, right? Like you've heard the book, Women are from Venus and Men are from Mars. And when men are in their place, they just kind of go in their cave, right? Like that part, the shutdown. So pause, breathe. Breathe in through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Then name it. Name what's actually happening. Like say it out loud if you can, right? Say it out loud if you can. I feel angry. Not I am angry because you are not the feeling, right? It's not your identity. I'm angry. No, no, no. I feel angry, right? You see, like it just almost passes, right? I feel angry, or I feel disrespected, or I feel unseen, or I feel like nobody cares. By naming it, you shift from reaction to observation. You're just taking yourself out of it, right? And remember, like it's not your, this is not your identity. I am not anything. I just feel what is happening, what is passing through. Because you're no longer drowning in it, you're standing above it as an observer. The emotion at that point loses power, right? When it's acknowledged, because I named it, I didn't just feel it and just, "Oh," I named it. And then the more often you practice this, because look, it's not gonna happen overnight, right? You might have the awareness and then do it, but it's not gonna happen overnight. So the more you practice this, the faster your body learns to return to center. And this is so important to know because whenever this feeling is coming in, you have a physical reaction, physiologically a reaction, right? You might be leaning a little too much, or your hands are moving a little too fast. There's a physical reaction, and the other people, your family, your teammate, they can see it, even if you don't see it. Two, be seen. Look, being seen, this is where vulnerability becomes strength, right? Tell the people around you what's happening instead of hiding behind the silence, the stoic, right? You might say something like, hey, I'm feeling anger right now, and I don't want to say something I'll regret. I just need a minute. Like that carries more weight than just silence, I'll walk away. Or I feel frustrated, but I still care about you. Let me calm down before we talk. Again, better than just disappear. Like that level of honesty disarm defensiveness, because sometimes, especially with those close to us, we get into this defensiveness, right? We say something, they get defensive. They say something, we get defensive, and we shell up, because it's not an attack, it's an invitation. When your family sees you regulate instead of react, guess what they do? They start to trust your leadership emotionally, not just instead of action, emotionally. And that trust, it's what turns a house into a home, because that is at the end of the day what we want, right? We all want that. Our house to be a home, not a battlefield. 3, and the last step is, you guessed it, don't hide. After you cool off, come back, right? Oftentimes is we don't come back. You cooled off, you don't come back, you think the wave has passed, and you disappear and you on to the next thing, but they're still in it. Your wife is still in it, your kids are still feeling it, right? So after you cool off, come back. This is where most men, to be honest, fall short, me included. I will go, and then I will just not come back into the moment, right? I'm not talking about physically come back, right? Obviously that would be great, like don't disappear and leave your house, but it's come back to that moment and address and have the conversation. Right? What they do and where they fall short is that they walk away, they calm down, but they never return. And silence becomes a wall that keeps everyone out, and sometimes including yourself. So don't let your quiet become absence. Go back, say, I'm good now. I want to finish that conversation. I want to finish that conversation, right? Because that's how healing happens. Because you might just forget and be gone, but she didn't forget. Your wife, like, she knows. And she's just like, there we go. We're never going to finish this, and I'm going to have to be the one to re-engage. Happened to me a lot. When you go and you re-engage and you say, I'm good, let's finish the conversation, you show your wife, your kids, your team that you can feel anger. Remember, I'm not angry. I feel anger without fear. You're not avoiding conflict anymore, or just going through conflict for the sake of conflict without calming yourself down or seeing what the story is, right? You're not avoiding it anymore. You are mastering it, because that's real strength, and that's gentle rage. The fire that forges, not burns. The fire that forges, not burns. So next time you feel that wave of anger, that fire coming, that urge to become a dragon and burn everything down, or just retreat and shut down and go into your cave, remember this. Remember that rhythm. Release it, be seen, don't hide. Release it, be seen, don't hide. Because look, you're not trying to erase anger, you're learning to transform it. Because when the leader learns to hold this fire, instead of letting it hold him hostage, guess what happened? He becomes unshakable. Look, now that you know how to process anger, the next step is learning how to communicate when the emotion rises, right? So you don't lose connections in the heat of the moment. And that's what the next video is about. MVE, mirror, validate, empathize. So empathize. So click the box right there, and I'll see you there. Peace out.